Hello, hello. Welcome to the Goddess Hathor Activation Meditation. And I'm Chris Seraphine. I am a channel of the goddess. I have been for many, many years. And I really began to dive into this realm of doing this as a public service, as doing it for clients in, I believe, April of 2021. So it's here we are. It's been over 2 years and it's work that I love. So I do want to bring the goddess archetypes into a more embodied space and have you join me there. So that's why I do these activation meditations and I do them free. They stay on my YouTube channel. And I also am a mentor for entrepreneurs, particularly magical entrepreneurs who are coaches, healers, therapists, writers, all of the different kinds of creatives who really believe in the archetypes and the magic of energetics to really build your business. So I'm also, I help you, if you're one of those magical entrepreneurs, monetize your magic without undervaluing your services by using nurture archetypal channeling. So I don't just channel goddess archetypes. I can teach how to work with all of the different archetypes and not necessarily, particular deities like we're doing today. But that's just kind of a background about what I do and who I am. So let's dive into Hathor. She is just this incredibly sensual, loving, powerful presence. The first time I actually really connected with her was I was channeling the goddess for a client. And we were actually in a restaurant. This was in 2021, one of my first clients. And Hathor came through and literally we were having dinner and this beautiful woman who she was basically reminded me of like Nefertiti, and she was all covered in gold. And yeah, her skin, everything, her face, everything was gold. And she had these beautiful kind of cat-like brownish eyes with this green emerald fire in them. She was absolutely gorgeous and stunning. And it was just a little bit shocking to be eating, my appetizer. And then, all of a sudden her goddess came through. And anyways, so that's how I've seen Hathor. I love being connected with Hathor in particular around pleasure and also around authentic expression and song and dance and music. She's also the goddess of all of those aspects. She is also the goddess associated with the throat chakra. So when you work with Hathor, you really learn to flow with your words and flow with those words that become manifestation. So that's one of the things we're going to do today is what I'm sensing from her today, especially with this Virgo full moon. I mean, we cannot make this stuff up. I did not plan it for this day. And it just so happened that we have a Virgo full moon and also Saturn has ingressed into the sign of Pisces. So we've got a lot of earth energy and water energy, right? So very much surrounding Hathor. So her name, it actually means the house of Horus. And in many mythologies, Horus is her husband in legend. And so Hathor is the daughter of Nut and Ra. So Ra is the sun god and Nut is the goddess of the sky, who she wraps around the earth like a protective mother. And we can see when we look up at the night sky and the stars, we can see her body with this beautiful deep blue color, right? Hathor is very much associated with the cow, is her sacred animal because the cow gives milk, and also with the sky and the galaxies and the stars because of her association with the cow and the Milky Way, right? So she's often shown either as a sacred cow in her iconography or as a woman with a crown, which has a sun disk, a cobra, and horns. You know, her horns are obviously a nod to the cow and to her father, the sun. And in general, cobras in Egyptian iconography had a lot to do with um, the power of spirit, you know, and we talk about also Kundalini now. There's all these different alchemical associations with the cobra and the serpent, right? And, you know, so she has this power of mothering and nurturing because of the milk, the mothering aspect of her. And she also is the goddess of beauty and fertility. Um, So Egyptians believed that the Nile and was a basically like the microcosm copy of the Milky Way, and the Milky Way was the river in the sky. The Nile was the river of the earth. So we have this connection between heaven and earth, a beautiful, beautiful association. So now I'm just also going to mention that Hathor, and many scholars and different, you'll see on different websites, talk about Hathor as a precursor to the goddess Isis, that she is older than the goddess Isis, right? And many of her attributes were taken over by Isis because Isis did become a more popular goddess. And some of Hathor's other aspects were taken over by Sekhmet and Bast, which are feline. Sekhmet is the lion goddess. She's very fierce and fiery. And Bast is, you know, more closer to Hathor's, you know, very mothering, nurturing side. But she is like nurturer, protector, goddess of beauty. She was known as the mistress of life, right? And seen as the embodiment of joy, love, romance, dance, music, and even alcohol. So on some people's scholarly websites, I've seen her called the goddess of a good time, right? So she's all about pleasure and fun and joy, but also deeply, deeply protective, deeply, deeply healing. So many, many people came to the goddess Hathor when they needed healing. So her connections to music are very important, obviously, because music and dance definitely go hand in hand. And she is often shown carrying a sistrum, which is a musical instrument that was used in Egypt. And it basically looks like a long stick with jingles on it, like tambourine jingles. It's one thing I don't have. I don't have a sistrum. I need to get a sistrum. Well, I do have tambourines and different kinds of hand drums. And one of the things I do with a tambourine is I shake it like a sistrum. And basically the whole idea of the sistrum, and usually the women, the priestesses of also of Isis also, and the priestesses of Hathor would carry sistrums and lead processions in and around the temple playing the sistrum. So the sistrum, again, it's like that jingling sound of a tambourine. And what that does, it clears energy. It gets rid of negative energy. It cleanses, it clears the aura. It's a very powerful instrument. So yeah, I wish I had one here to do that with. I'll have to do another Hathor presentation and have us do that cleansing with the sistrum, because it is so divine. You will just love it. Okay. Looking over my notes to see if there's anything else that you need to know for now. So, like Isis, Hathor was also known as Lady of the Stars, and also the sovereign of the stars, and linked to the star Sirius. So her birthday was celebrated on the day that Sirius first rose in the sky, heralding the coming inundation of the Nile River. So again, She's also called Mistress of Heaven, the Queen of Heaven, the Celestial Nurse, the Mother of Mothers. So again, fertility, childbirth, and motherhood were also part of her. So she wasn't just sex and hotness and sensuality and partying and moving your body. She was also mother. And what I love about that is it just, if we look at this archetype as one that we can use as a model to embody, we don't have to be this mother that's always like, okay, 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 I'm just such a good girl and doing what I'm supposed to do to take care of everybody else. The goddess Hathor took care of everybody else, but she did it from the overflow. She did not. She was a queen. She did not deplete herself, right? What else about her? Looking at her mythology and some of her rituals, historically, she had both feminine and masculine, female and male priests to tend to her and her temples. So a traditional offering for her is 2 mirrors. And I guess in Egypt, her image and iconography was often painted onto mirrors. She's associated with turquoise, malachite, gold, and copper. So let's talk about her colors. So I'm wearing, this copper jacket. It's more of it's not quite as shiny as it used to be. And my deep red. So she is the colors, particularly gold and red being the main color. So in Egyptian, religion and culture, red was really it was a very important color, especially in Egyptian social status. And I feel like, if we look at Sekhmet, who also came out of Hathor, Sekhmet was, very much associated with the color red and blood. So, we think about childbirth and the blood of childbirth, the blood of life. I mean, blood in red is passion, it's life, it's the life force, it's how we create new life, right? And then she also, again, the milk. So that could be also, we look at the stars and the milk, and yes, it's mother, but it's also, the semen part of fertility, right? You need the blood, which is the cycles of woman and a woman in her childbearing moments, usually, right? Let's see. So her main temple is at Dendera. And there is where, she was worshipped. And she was often called the hand of God, which is interesting because it was an Egyptian phrase, and it was referring to the act of masturbation. And she was also known as the Lady of the Vulva. So she does have this very interesting, mysterious combination of masculine and feminine. And I really like that about her mythology. Another goddess that I'm very much connected to, Yemaya, Hathor is related to the number 7. So she was, she took the form of 7 Hathors. Some calls them the 7 gifts of Hathor. So each of these gifts were related in some way to fate and destiny, and even to divination and oracles. So she is very much, associated also with divination and oracles. So it was thought that the 7 Hathors knew the length of every child's life from the day it was born, and that these Hathors questioned the dead souls as they traveled to the land of the dead, the other world. So her priests and priestesses would read the fortune of a newborn child, and they would act as oracles to explain the dreams of people. So it's just so fascinating. So each of these Hathors were in different cities. And also they believe they were linked to the Pleiades, which is the seven sisters, right? The stars, the constellation of the Pleiades. She had, oh gosh, there's a lot here. So I'm going to stop with the history for a moment and let you know that I am doing a 21-day journey code initiation for the goddess Hathor. Well, you'll get all of this information plus more. We're going to go deeper into the 7 gifts of Hathor, deeper into her spirituality and her worship at Dendera, the Temple of Dendera in Egypt. And in that, I also give you rituals, and we build altars together, and I channel Hathor's messages directly to the group 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So it's a fabulous, fabulous class. And yeah, join me. It starts on the equinox, March 20th, right before the spring equinox. And you can sign up now. It's on my website, which is chrisseraphine.com. And I will, after the broadcast, put the information down below. But you really come into your feminine power when you do these code initiation journeys. You embody the elements and all of these beautiful characteristics and superpowers of Hathor. It's very profound. My women love it. I've been doing these now since since November. We started with Isis, and there's a new goddess that comes every month that we get to play with and be in that energy. It's very playful. And it's very healing. So do join us if you feel called. Okay, so I'm going to go into the Goddess Hathor activation meditation. So how this works is I don't write a meditation. This is not written. This is channeled. So it takes me a moment to kind of close my eyes and I call forth Hathor. I ask for her blessing for the group. So this would be a beautiful time for you to think about where in your life do you need healing? And in particular, anything related to the body, to the throat, to feeling in your power and speaking your truth. It could be around love and relationships, calling in a beloved, or healing a relationship, or asking for a blessing upon your current relationship. And also, if you're a mother, to bless your children and your grandchildren, right? Or if you're not a mother, you can bless children of the world, call in. So whatever energy you are calling in, then we're going to expand it out and send it out into the world, into the universe. So it's so grounding and beautiful. And I'm really excited to see what comes through for us from Hathor. So I'm going to hold a beautiful quartz crystal to help amplify the message and the download as it comes in. The other thing I'm going to do is use a fragrance essential oil. This is tuberose and roses and white tea. Smells heavenly. So in all my classes, we use essential oil to anoint ourselves. So if you have essential oil right now, jasmine, roses, lotus, any kind of beautiful essential, clary sage would be beautiful for her. Geranium, rose geranium. So what the fragrance does is it just immediately brings us into our body and into our presence. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes, and we're going to welcome in Hathor. And breathe with me. Take nice deep inhales in. And then exhale and release it all. Know that you are protected in this space. Imagine a beautiful white, iridescent, pink, and gold bubble of light all around you. Surrounding you in protection. And right now, this beautiful bubble does not let any energies in. It only lets in the energy of Hathor, her beautiful, divine codes of enlightenment, of healing, of pleasure, of love, of speaking your manifestations and speaking your truth. So I want you to feel into your presence, feel your body from the top of your head all the way down to the bottoms of your feet connected to the earth. Let the rest of the world fall away, coming deeper and deeper into the core of your body and into your own presence. Feeling that serenity, that stillness. And standing before us right here in our beautiful container of protection and love are the 7 Hathors. She has come to us as the 7 sisters, the 7 beautiful faces of Hathor. Each gift flowing directly from her throat chakra to your throat chakra. So you're feeling and seeing 7 streams of light coming directly into your throat chakra. And place your hand there now to bring presence into this place. And don't forget to breathe. Remember to keep breathing. Just allowing that light to flow into your throat chakra and flow down your spine all the way down through all the chakras, down to the root chakra, down the legs, down the feet, and into the earth. And see that energy of the throat coming into the throat, going all the way up into your skull, awakening and lighting up new neural pathways, your pineal gland, opening up the brow chakra, opening up the crown chakra, and soaring into the heavens. And now, Hathor has open palms towards you. And it is one of the 7 Hathors, and she steps forward with a gift that you need right here, right now. And it flows out of her hand like waves of iridescent rainbow light. And it goes straight into your heart, awakening your heart chakra even more. And you gaze into each other's eyes. For she has downloaded the codes for your speech, the codes for your voice, the codes for your thoughts, and how you express them and communicate. And now she is sending you this gift. It's encoded in light language. And this gift is meant just for you. And the other 6 Hathors begin to dissolve. And in a shimmering golden red light, they float away. And it's just you and your personal Hathor. And she puts her arms down as she is done transmitting your gift. And she takes you by the hand and leads you towards a beautiful portal. And you can see your reflection, but you can also see through it. And on the other side of that beautiful portal, you see again that light language and rainbow iridescent waves that represent the gift that you are going to embody, beginning today, beginning right now. And Hathor steps through first and puts her hand out to you and takes your hand and leads you through this portal, through the looking glass, through that reflection into the new world. This new world is this beautiful, bright, iridescent rainbow light dancing on everything. And right now she asks you to connect with this gift. And you don't need to consciously even know what it is yet. And you may know exactly what it is. You might be seeing images emerging from the light, images of you in your pure joy and happiness, working, playing, being with family, making love, being on vacation. All the things, all of these things are wrapped into this gift. And maybe the gift of all of this comes through as a symbol or as a word. So spend some moments in silence with beautiful Hathor right now. And allow her gifts and her messages to come through. And you may want to put one hand on your heart and one hand on your lower belly, over your womb space, over your sacral chakra. And see her also placing her hands on these parts of your body. And tell her she has permission to seed this gift into your body directly. placing this beautiful light activation inside of you, a heart, mind, body, soul. And see this energy now like ripples coming off of your body, flowing out all around you, out past the walls of the room in your home, rippling out to all the beautiful beings who need this energy right now, who benefit and grow and expand from your gift. Okay. Now bring those ripples back closer and closer to your body and bring them back into your own aura to bless your body, to bless your aura, to bless your life. And it's time to say farewell to Hathor for now. And she takes her hands off of your body and places them on the crown of your head, anointing you with sovereignty, anointing you with beauty, with music, with dance, with joy and delight. And she kisses you on the forehead, and you embrace each other in such a beautiful, loving, full embrace. Knowing you could come back to this place at any time and call her now at any time, literally calling her name 7 times. Hathor, 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 Hathor. And that she will come to you and bless you and protect you as you need, as you see fit. So take a moment now. You could still keep your eyes closed and ground that energy that you have just raised that was gifted to you from Hathor into the ground. Deep, deep, deep into the ground, feeling, because you might feel a little lightheaded when you come out of this. So I suggest also, doing some, you can open your eyes now. You can do some, scalp massage. You can just caress your body. You can hug yourself. You could stamp your feet. You can wiggle your arms. I would say get up and do some hip circles in both directions. I'm doing them sitting in a chair, which works for now. Just letting your spine undulate, sending that energy all the way up and down your body, down into the earth. You're distributing it. You don't want it pooling in one area. And you obviously don't want it pooling up in your head. You want to be sending it down to the earth. So that way you don't feel lightheaded. You feel more grounded. So how did that feel? Let me know in the comments. And I, again, would love inviting you into the 21-day Hathor code initiation, where we're going to be doing this almost every day, 3 days a week. We have also meet and greets over Zoom, rituals over Zoom, and just beautiful community. All right. So again, you can sign up at my website at chrisseraphine.com. And I hope you enjoyed this amazing meditation. it felt really good. I feel really activated. I feel really grounded and empowered. And yes, yes, yes. So I will be back again in a couple of weeks, and we'll be doing more with Goddess Hathor, and possibly one of this particular 7 Hathors that might want to come through. Okay, many blessings. Bye.